In the meantime, Charlie Gasparino is in Las Vegas right now with breaking news on what the Senate is looking for right now on this whole Russia thing. What are you hearing, buddy?
Neil, if you're worried about the Trump agenda being stalled by all this stuff, here's another reason to worry. What sources are telling my producer, Brian Schwartz, and the Fox Business Network is that the Senate Intelligence Committee will now be looking at this whole matter of what Trump said to the Russian diplomats. Again, these hearings are nothing to be sneezed at. They get into the weeds. We're talking about classified information. Maybe he said nothing, but just the notion that the Senate Intelligence Committee, run by Senator Warner and Burr, who are Republican, Democrat, but these are pretty straight shooters. The fact that they're going to get into the weeds on this thing will tell you that the Senate is going to be preoccupied by Trump, Russia, and classified information for a long time. Is it hypocritical that the Democrats are jumping on the confidentiality bandwagon after Hillary Clinton misused an email server for so long and received confidential and classified information? You can make a great case on that. But, she's not president right now.
No, you're right. You're right.
Trump
it is a little ironic that who was leaking stuff was a big deal to them then. It's not a big deal now.
Absolutely.
But having said that, who's in that short list? I'm sorry, buddy, to rush you, but who's on that short list that you're hearing for Comey's job, if they ever get around to that?
Merrick Garland apparently is no longer on that list. What sources are telling Brian Schwartz, again from Fox Business, is that the White House is throwing cold water on his selection. As you know, last week we reported that when Senator Mike Lee went to the White House and met with Vice President Pence and others, they were receptive to Merrick Garland, the Obama wannabe appointee to the Supreme Court, who's now the Chief Justice of the U.S. Court of Appeals. They were very receptive to that as a bipartisan guy, a smart guy, a guy that knows the law. But now the White House, from what we understand, is throwing cold water on that. Maybe it's simply relating to the fact that Garland himself is throwing cold water on it, and they don't want to look that they're desperate. But we do hear from the White House now, at least the White House is telling our sources, and sources both in the House and the Senate, that Garland is, if he's on the list, he's way at the bottom. And the names that you hear is the names you've been hearing about: Rudy Giuliani, Chris Christie. I think those are difficult choices. Others that are less difficult, maybe Ray Kelly. It'll be really interesting to see who gets on who gets chosen, because unless you want all-out war in the Senate, it's got to be a bipartisan choice, given what Trump did with Comey, firing him amid this Russian investigation. And again, optics matter. As you know, Comey gave people the rope to hang him on early on. But if you're going to fire him, you fire him when you first get into office, as a lot of conservatives suggested that Trump did. The Wall Street Journal editorial page basically said he should have done that. Right. You don't fire him in the middle of an investigation, which may turn out to be nothing. But again, optics matter. So that's what we're hearing now. It's going to have to be a bipartisan choice. We'll see what the president does. He is, as you know, Neil, unpredictable. For all I know,
that's what I hear.
He's going to put Rudy Giuliani up there.
Or you. You never know.
Or me, right?
Or you.
Of course.
All right, we could do
There's a bipartisan choice.
Yeah, there you go. All right, buddy. Charlie Gasparino.